Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am IAmPattyJack and welcome back to Scratching the Itch.io. This is the show where we go into itch.io and we play random things and, you know, let it never be said that I don't sometimes actively seek out to cover games that I feel have a very strong moral dilemma and they offer something to, well, really society as a whole. Now, this game was actually sent to me by a user on my Discord server by the name of Grumpy. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So I'd like to say thank you to him for sending this over to me, because this is quite the neat little, very short game, you know? Like they say, it only takes about 5 minutes to complete, but I would love to take you through it, because it's very interesting. It has a nice bit of social commentary to it that I really did appreciate, and it's something you don't see often enough in video games. So what we're going to do is play this game called We Become What We Behold. And it's very simple, so we can go through it in about 5 minutes here. So stick around as we do that, and of course if you want to try it out for yourself, there is a link in the description of this video that you can go and do so. So here we go here with the play button, and we're going to start things out here. We become what we behold. We shape our tools, then our tools shape us. The premise of this game is very simple. You point and click at, you know, different people walking around the screen, and then once you do so, as we're going to see right here, it will actually end up throwing it onto the TV screen, which kind of represents the media in general. It represents the news and how news can report on things, and, well, as we're gonna see exactly what happens when news reports on, you know, things specifically. So here we go. So you find things that are going on, and right away you see that this game has a bit of social commentary in it, whereas people who see things on the news, they immediately can take certain attributes that they see and apply them to their own lives. So now everyone is wearing hats because hats are all fun, because the news covered someone who was wearing a hat. And there's many other things you can find as well, like for example, maybe these two over here. And now the news has embarrassed them because they're saying that they're being too, you know, lovey-dovey in public and things like that. And that's all well and good. We can also grab some photos of this guy over here who is potentially acting up a little bit in society. We just missed him there, but if we catch him yelling at someone like that, well, the news can take that. And as you can see, it's going to, eventually as this game goes, start scaring some people. So it'll change how the different characters in the game react to each other. And now, because the original person who became violent and yelled at someone was a square, then this circle head person has now freaked out, and now he's influenced these squares to have a lower opinion of the circles, which in turn is going to be covered by media outlets and escalates other things going on. Just trying to catch that one there. It seems like the news has all but forgotten about things that used to happen beforehand, and now it looks like that guy's actually being pacified. So the original culprit of everything that happened here has now been pacified, and he's okay. However, now we have another problem. We have this circle right here who's causing a bit of problems, so the news is going to report on this now. In turn, this, you know, makes more circles and squares extremely angry at each other, and we're going to see a bit of mayhem kind of ensue right now as it keeps escalating, as the news keeps reporting on these things over and over and over again, and creating more panic in this small, once utopian society. Now, I'm not saying this is an extremely deep game or anything. I mean, it's pretty straightforward in all of its concepts, and if someone like me can figure it out, that just kind of proves it. But at the same time, it is a valuable piece of social commentary, and we're going to see exactly how far that can actually escalate. I'm just missing all of the good parts here, because at the end of the day, I am still terrible at video games. We gotta catch people as they're yelling at people. There we go, we found someone there. So as you can see, every time that we catch something happening, it does escalate everything else, and now there's more and more people being affected by it. And the people who weren't being affected by anything are calling out for basically peace at this point. So, you know, they want circles and squares to love each other, as those two obviously do. However, you'll notice if we take a photo of these ones, the news doesn't care about that. The media in this game does not care. Instead, they want us to focus on all these other things going on. You know, the news is reporting that everyone dislikes everyone. Circles hate squares, and squares hate circles in return. So what do? You blame everyone else that isn't you. And eventually, you just hate everybody. And it will keep escalating. And it'll keep escalating. Now this is like, obviously a social commentary on American culture. Now, we see the hat guy has returned, and now we're going to see exactly what happens when things escalate further. Now panic has ensued because of the media's reporting. And some insane stuff is going down. And this is where the game becomes a little bit disturbing. You know, as society gradually devolves into, well, something that nobody wants it to devolve into. But we've been seeing more and more in high culture, in North American culture in general. You know, there's been mass shootings that could potentially be attributed to the media. Now, is there any proof that it is absolutely attributed to it? Not necessarily, but it's something that we do need to be aware of. And I believe that this game, or this, I guess it's more of an experience than a game, does a really good job of highlighting what happens when you let the media run rampant and control everything. And I'm saying this as a person who is part of the media, you know. I went to college to learn how to be not only a marketing and advertising specialist, I also have a background in news writing and in, you know, covering things like politics. I work at a radio station where I do cover politics and all sorts of news every single morning. And I still don't trust the media. You know, I don't necessarily trust anything. Because when you're searching for any sort of story, any sort of scoop that'll get people listening, the easiest way to do it, unfortunately, is to do it through negativity. And negativity breeds more and more negativity, until eventually everything just sort of goes insane. It goes completely the furthest away from humanity that we could possibly get. So there you go. We become what we behold. Now, again, I'm not going to say this is the greatest interpretation of how the media affects consumers. I'm not going to say that I'm able to explain it the best out of anyone. You know, I'm sure there are plenty of political and news analysts that could do this far better than I could, but if even someone like me can see exactly what this game is trying to get at, and it does strike a chord with so much modern news organization, so much modern media coverage, you know, there might be something wrong. It might be something we need to start thinking about a lot more. So I'd like to say thank you for the creator of this game for making me think about this stuff a little bit more than I was before. And, you know, if you want to go try this out for yourself, by all means, you can click the link in the description. This has been ScratchingTheItch.io. Let it never be said I don't cover games that I actually think matter. I am PattyJack. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm going to see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.